Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Well, it can be stressful to organize and prepare your taxes each year, but with the right information, tax season can be easy and even fun. Our team spoke with the Chief Tax Information Officer for some helpful tips and tricks to keep in mind. Go ahead and take a look.
Well, good morning. My name is Mark Stieber. I'm the Chief Tax Information Officer for Jackson Hewitt Tax Service, where we do income taxes. And income taxes are your largest single financial transaction that you have every year. And many people think that it's just kind of automatic. You get your money, you get your W-2, and your taxes happen. But that's simply not true. Your taxes require a lot of effort on your part to minimize your taxes and get a bigger refund. Knowing about your life changes, knowing about the law changes, talking to a competent tax pro, all can lend themselves to a much bigger tax refund. And tax year 2020 and tax year 2021 were some of the biggest life changes and tax law changes we've seen in decades. So it's important to pay attention to your taxes all year round, especially at tax time, mid-year for a checkup, and then as you approach year end for some of those last-minute tweaks. It can mean more money and a bigger refund in your pocket, and it will not be automatic. Well, this year, tax year 2020, which happens in processing year 2021, was a very complicated year. The pandemic's still full force. People are working from home. People are unemployed part-time, self-employed. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major tax law changes, some retroactive to the prior year that you may have already filed your taxes for if you didn't extend. So there's a lot to watch out for, both on last year's taxes or 2020's taxes and this year. And if you've already filed, which millions of taxpayers have, and you find something interesting watching a program like this, you can always go back and amend. You can go see your tax pro and say, hey, I think I left off some stimulus payment that I should have got. Well, you can go and apply for that with an amended tax return. And then, of course, there are a lot of things to watch out for the current tax year, which will be filed next year. A new earned income credit amount, new child tax credit amount, prepayment of some child tax credit benefits, reconciliation of the third stimulus payment. So there's a lot of things to watch out for, even if you've already done your taxes. But most importantly, I would tell you this year is a good year to do a mid-year tax checkup and even a review of the tax returns you filed for last year to make sure you didn't leave something off. So see a tax pro, kind of estimate where you are mid-year and see where you think you'll end up at the end of the year. Tweak it later on, but see if you left anything off. Millions of new people have new tax credits for the first time, and they might have got overlooked, especially in haste of getting to the last minute or doing it yourself. So, it's a really important transaction. Pay attention to it and keep more of your money. Yeah, it may sound like a cliche, but the shoebox works. Now, it's manifest into new forms. A big manila envelope is what I keep in the kitchen drawer in the kitchen. And if myself or somebody in my family doesn't know if it's got a tax impact, they shove it in the manila envelope, and then mid-year and halfway through the year, I'll look at it. So don't think too small of having an organized plan all year round, not just when your W-2s come in. Put your documents in a place that's central to you and your family if you have a larger than just yourself, and save them all year round, and then let your tax pro see them. And if by chance your tax pro goes, oh, that person again with the shoebox, you've got the wrong tax pro. Find someone excited about your taxes, pay attention to them, work on it all year round. That does not mean 4 and 5 hours a day. Save your documents, do a mid-year checkup, near year end, contact your pro to kind of tweak and see if you can put more money in your 401k plan or some other items that can reduce your taxes, and take action early, each and every year. File your taxes as early as you can. Don't wait till the last minute and run up against the deadline and rush around and risk an overlooked benefit. If you file early and 3 out of 4 Americans get a refund, you got your money. If you file early, you lock up your data so those schemers can't get it. And if you file early and you need something new because you had a life change, you have a bit more time. So pay attention to your taxes. It's something that's not automatic. You can keep more of your money and get a big refund every year. It's just smarter ways to approach your life.
If you'd like more tips for tax season, the friendly team at Jackson Hewitt is always happy to assist, so don't hesitate to reach out. Well, McAllen Independent School District was able to come up with new and unique ways to communicate with students and their families amid the pandemic. And one of their teams, the nutrition professionals, was recently recognized for her efforts to keep our RGV kids and parents healthy. Our team dropped by their kitchen for an inside look.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Donna with General Mills. Happy to be here at McAllen ISD to talk about the General Mills Trailblazers that we've selected Alex Molina the Director of School Nutrition here at McAllen.
Good morning, everyone. McAllen ISD has a 113-year tradition of feeding kids in our schools. But what happens when schools close unexpectedly? McAllen ISD Child Nutrition never hesitated and knew that our families, while learning virtually, still needed the support of our operations team. Starting on March 23rd, our fearless staff, with the support of our superintendent and school board, began a mission to serve families in the community. So who did we turn to? Our bus drivers are people that our parents depend on every day to safely transport their kids. So partnering with our transportation team, we used our established Here Comes the Bus app and switched it a little bit. This app then provided meal times and meal arrival information for families. So working families that wanted to make sure that their kids had meals downloaded the app and were notified when the bus was in the proximity of their homes. Kids were able to step out and were able to pick up hot lunches, breakfast, and dinner all in one stop. Kids didn't even have to be present. Thanks to TDA waivers, we were able to have parents pick up meals for their kids while they were learning, while parents were on lunch breaks, and therefore we knew that our kids didn't have to be hungry. We also made sure that we had daily contact with families. Why is this important? Kids were learning virtually. They lost access to their teacher, their friends, their principals, and their school building. Yet they got to see a friendly smile, and while we weren't able to hug, a fist pump and a smile through a mask made all the difference to our students. This August, we again had to start remotely, and while now we have about 38% of our kids back face-to-face, we still are providing remote meals to our families and face-to-face meals. General Mills has been a fantastic partner with us. They've given us graphics for our social media. They've supported our use of Bitmoji Lisa and Bitmoji Oneida to communicate real-time information to families, and have strongly supported our Facebook presence. Having industry partners like General Mills makes the job of myself and my colleagues easy. They're a resource of pre-printed graphics. They're a resource in menu ideas, and while we've had supply and demand issues from vendors, their real-time notification allows us to let our families know of menu changes. Who doesn't want to start off with Lucky Charms cereal or Cinnamon Toast Crunch while learning virtually from home? So while school is getting ready to wrap up, McAllen ISD Child Nutrition will provide community meals June, July, and August. Please join us on the McAllen ISD Child Nutrition Facebook page or the McAllen ISD website, and look out for the closest location to you all summer long. We want to make sure that while school is out, learning doesn't stop, and we can make sure to provide you access to healthy, nutritious, and delicious meals every day. Please join us at any of our feeding locations. There is no charge. Children ages 1 to 18 can participate at no charge, and again, if your kids are learning virtually, they do not have to be with you to pick up meals.
All right, well, that is all of our time for now. We want to thank you again so much for joining us this morning, and be sure to tune in again tomorrow because we'll have a lot more in store for you. We'll see you then.